Now before we get started, I would really love if you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get the latest content from the YouTube channel, The Last Rewind. And don't be shy about leaving your comments at the bottom of the page because you are the sole reason why this channel will be successful. Thank you.
What's going on, everyone? It's Tremaine coming to you again from The Last Rewind. Look at this video and all the others. Like, comment, subscribe. Greatly appreciative if you could do that for us. I'm gonna jump into it. Things are getting a little out of hand here with cancel culture, and there's a recent event that led me to speaking on this, and it was the performers that are performing for Trump's inauguration or his parties that's leading up to the inaugurations. I apologize in advance. I have a smoke detector going off, and you may hear temporarily the beeps. I've been trying to get a battery to get that corrected for days. I just haven't gotten around to it. But going back, this video led to the recent appearances that are the names rather that are appearing at the Trump inaugural ball and the parties surrounding Trump's inauguration. And some of these names are most of these names are household names, and there's a certain group of people whom are not too thrilled that these people are performing for Donald Trump. By a certain group of people, it's liberals, it's African Americans, it's non-African, some non-African American. Just they're a little upset that these people could perform for Donald Trump. So that leaves the question for me is how far are we going to take, this cancel culture? Now the performers in question are. One is Carrie Underwood. That's a hit or miss. I mean, I don't think me was too surprised at her, but the other was the beloved Snoop Dogg. Who's a staple in the African American community anyway. And then there was Rick Ross, who's absolutely one of my favorite performers. And Rick Ross, one of my favorite artists. There was also Nelly and Soulja Boy. Now, let's break this down. Excluding Carrie Underwood, again, that's if you like her, you like her. You don't. Most just know of her for that one song. Oh, and she also does the theme song for Sunday Night Football. But we got Nelly, we got Snoop, we got Soulja, and we got Rick Ross. And we're getting back and forth that they sold their soul for the almighty dollar. Donald Trump wrote them a check, and they're shucking and jiving for the man. Folks, it pains me to say this, but we got to cut with that BS. You're gonna cancel someone for doing their job. That's all they're doing. That's all Snoop is doing. That's all Nelly is doing. That's all Soulja Boy is doing. That's all Rick Ross is doing. That's all Carrie is doing. They're doing their job. They're performers. They're entertainers. They are singers. They're rappers. They are doing their job. You just don't like the person who hired them. Come on, man. That's not the way to go. So, because you don't like the person who gave them the gig, and that is Donald Trump or Donald Trump's administration, you're just done with this person. Just forget the fact that Snoop Brothers Gin and Juice, classic. Forget the fact that Nelly Brothers Hot and Her, not one of my favorites, but it is still a classic. Forget the fact that Soulja Boy Brothers, the Dance, not one of my favorites still, but I can admit that it's still a classic. And Rick Ross ain't going nowhere for me. I'm a fan of Rick Ross, and I will continue to listen to Rick Ross. I don't give a damn who he performed for. I will continue to listen to Rick Ross. Rick Ross is one of the greatest hip hop artists of this generation, of past generation. That Rick Ross ain't going nowhere for me. But what I'm saying with that is, where I'm going with that is, so we're just going to cancel all this great work that these artists have done because they chose to do their job, and that's perform for President-elect Donald Trump? You got to put yourself in their shoes. These are world-renowned artists whom have made a living of doing what they're going to do for Donald Trump as performing. We don't live in their world. We don't live in Snoop's world. We don't live in Nelly's world, Carrie's, Ross, or Soulja Boy. For the most part, they are already rich. They have a lifestyle to uphold. And Donald Trump, yes, you can feel however you want to feel about Donald Trump. I'm not saying the man's a saint, because he's not. He's said and done some horrible things. But he is about to be the president, and he asked them to do a job, and they're doing it. I don't consider what they're doing selling out. I consider what they're doing is working. They're performing. That is a business transaction. If you are to sit here and tell me Donald Trump comes up to you, you can be the most liberal Democrat walking this earth. You mean to tell me Donald Trump comes up to you and offers you life-changing money, and offers you life-changing money to do something that you already do or that you have done for years? Are you telling me you are going to say no? I believe if you say no, I'm thinking you're lying. You're going to at least consider it. You're going to go over, what needs to be paid off, what bills are coming up, and it's a business transaction at that point. You don't have to feel how Donald Trump feels about certain things. You don't have to say it how he says it about certain things. All you got to do is take your ass to that venue, perform, collect that check, and take your ass back to wherever you go. And you will leave that venue richer than you came to that venue. We're going too far with cancel culture. And then on the other end of cancel culture, we have the cancel culture that we're not going to partake in these artists' endeavors because of what they've done in the past. What I mean by that, we can go R. Kelly. We can go Bill Cosby. We can go Sean P. Diddy Combs. And as quiet as it's kept, because a lot of people don't like to put this person I'm about to name in that category with those men, we can go Michael Jackson. Yeah, I said it. All of these men have two things in common. They are great artists, and they have a sketchy past for doing something questionable. I'm not getting into the eaches because I think it's very well documented as to what they all have done, which is why their past is questionable. But what we have to do as consumers or as a culture, we have to be able to separate the art from the artist. Do I still listen to R. Kelly when it comes on the radio? Yes, he made great music. If you cancel R. Kelly, you might as well cancel Celine Dion. You might as well cancel Michael Jackson. You might as well cancel, a lot of the soundtrack to Space Jam. The man wrote, I Believe I Can Fly. You might as well cancel a lot of great music because R. Kelly is responsible for some of the greatest music that we've already heard. If you want to cancel Sean P. Diddy Combs, you are getting rid of the entire Bad Boy catalog. And that's Biggie, that's Toto, that's Mace, that's Faith Evans, that's all of them. And that's classic music. You getting rid of Bill Cosby. You're getting rid of one of the greatest sitcoms to ever grace television. I can separate the artist from the art. Did these men do horrible things? Absolutely. I believe some of it, if not most of it, is true. I do. I'm damn sure not gonna turn off the Cosby Show when it comes on TV because of the man that Bill Cosby portrayed. Cliff Huxtable is not Bill Cosby. Cliff Huxtable is a character that Bill Cosby played. We gotta be able to separate the two because it's gonna get to the point. Us, and I say us because I'm talking about African Americans, we are gonna run out of things to watch. We are gonna run out of music to listen to because everybody has a past. Come on now. All of your favorite artists from the early 2000s and the 90s have a checkered past for the most part. And it doesn't take much to dig up that checkered past and hold this over their head. So you telling me all these artists from the 80s, 90s, and even 2000s don't have something looming, something that you probably disagree with then, but because of their music is so good for the longest, you let them get away with it, but now it's becoming the popular thing to hold the artists accountable by canceling them. I mean, do you think, like going back to the inauguration, do you think we black folks and liberals are the only people who listens to Nelly and Snoop and Rick Ross? I saw some of the videos. Them drunk ass white people was vibing. They don't care. They still they dudes going in the White House and they were partying. But we're all distraught. Oh, I'm done with Nelly. Oh, I'm done with Rick Ross. Man, come on. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's just a popular thing to say because you didn't expect it from them. But again, they got bills just like you and I. And all they're doing when they perform for Trump is going to work. They got to go to work. That's their job. That's one side of cancel culture. And the other side, again, is the fact that we just going to lose all our entertainment because of the checkered past that a lot of our artists have. I mean, you think going back. Let's go back to the 70s, 60s, the Temptations. You don't think David Ruffin? I know it. I read it. David Ruffin was physically abusive to Tammy Terrell. Are you wiping out everything the Temptations have ever done because of the asshole that David Ruffin was back in the day? Come on, we gotta get past that. It's either you can like their art that they put out without liking them. Will I ever have Diddy or R. Kelly or Bill Cosby over to my house and have dinner? Hell no, because they've done despicable things as men. And I'm a married man with daughters, so hell no, they'll never step foot in my house. But I'm not gonna stop watching Cosby Show. I got a lot of bad boy songs downloaded on my phone I will still listen to. I've really never been a fan of Snoop like that or definitely Nelly, but I can admit when the impact they've had on culture. And I've read some interview and I saw some videos of saying, oh, they don't care anymore because they're rich and they've already made it. So that's not the same artist who was trying to come up and who needed the support of black folks and African American. rich and already made it. I don't care if you need the money or want the money. Money's money. I don't care if they walked in there 2 million, they can be up millions of dollars. They're going to leave up more millions or whatever Trump is paying them because they're going in there to do a job, to perform a service. When you wake up on Monday or Tuesday and you go to work, some may consider what you're doing selling out because you're selling your time for a dollar, and every week or 2 weeks when you get that direct deposit, some may consider what you're doing selling out. The difference is they're on a larger scale, and chances are they're making more money, and they're known. I don't consider what they're doing selling out. I consider what they're doing providing for their families and doing their job, and they're getting paid. We gotta calm down with this fake cancel outrage. And it's on the other end too, because on the other end, if you recall years ago, when Colin Kaepernick took a knee at the football game, you got conservatives and Democrats, I'm not watching football anymore. The hell with the NFL. Man, shut up. You know good and hell well you watch football. You know good and hell well you've been following the playoffs. Colin Kaepernick ain't played a snap in almost 8 seasons. I'm willing to bet you have watched football since Super Bowl, playoffs, regular season. But we want to be selective with our cancel culture. Whether it's selective or not, it's going to get to the point on both ends. We're going to run out of things to watch, music to listen to, television shows to watch, movies to watch, because we want to cancel everything because of what someone did in the 80s or the 90s, or on the other side of the spectrum, we want to cancel an individual because of what he stands for, and he took a knee at a goddamn football game. It's crazy. We can enjoy the art without giving a damn about the artist. We're so emotionally connected to the artist, and the biggest example of being emotionally connected to an artist is Michael Jackson. And I say Michael Jackson because allegedly he did what he did in the 90s, but we continuously swept Michael Jackson's his dealings under the rug because we love Thriller, we love the Jackson Five, we love Bad and Remember the Time. So the man who made us Thriller and Bad and Remember the Time could never have done such a thing. So we just will sweep it under the rug because if you're gonna do the cancel culture, you gotta be fair across the board. You can cancel Michael Jackson. I mean, you can not cancel Michael Jackson, and you can listen to Thriller and Billie Jean all day long. But God forbid, Trapped in the Closet comes on with R. Kelly, and you just ready to stop that, and you done. You can't look. It's roughly the same thing. If you want to get into the eaches of what they did, they both allegedly committed heinous acts. We gotta get past it. Gotta get past it, man. And going back, the one who's performing at Trump's inauguration to me is Rick Ross. I'm a huge fan. Have been a huge fan for years, and I got several Rick Ross's music in my car, on my phone. It's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. That you can. This Donald Trump and MAGA and Republican and Democrats and liberal, man, we want to be on one side, but on the other end, when an artist performs, now all of a sudden we judging that artist because of them performing for another person. Got to get past that. We got to get past that. I'm a huge fan of Ross, and I will always be a huge fan of Ross. I don't care who he performed for. Like I said, I like Snoop, but I really never followed him like that. Nelly, I never really felt. I'm really never a Nelly fan. I don't know too many Nelly fans walking around here. Soulja Boy, I'm definitely not a fan. I could give a rat's ass about Soulja Boy, who he performed for. But I'm not going to call them sellouts because they want to perform for Trump. They're doing their job. They're getting paid. And again, if Trump gives you a call, this is hypothetical because I know we live in a different world, but Trump gives you a call and he wants you to say the prayer, or he wants you to bless the food for his dinner, and he's going to give you life-changing money to say a 5-minute prayer. You are out your goddamn mind if you say no because of who he is. Man, please. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. I don't gotta like him to take his money. Shit. We're going too far with cancel culture, man. You're going to end up not having anything to watch, anything to celebrate. No sports, no music, no television shows, because we want to dig up what they did in the past and judge them on it now. I remember when Jerry Jones a couple years ago was in the news because he had some racist remark he said in the 50s or something when he was a teenager. And I had a lot of people coming to me and like, oh, are you still going to be a Cowboy fan? You see that star on the wall? That is painted. That is painted on my wall. In this room that I'm sitting in right now, there is Cowboy memorabilia all over the place. I'm not going to not rep my team and like my team because of something a teenage Jerry Jones said damn near 50, 60 years ago. Come on, man. Jerry Jones probably don't even remember that shit, and you want to dig it up. Come on, man. You got to get past that. You got to get how far are we going to go with this cancel culture? At one point, it was, I think it was trendy, but now it's detrimental. It's becoming detrimental to pop culture, if you ask me. The culture in general, if you ask me. Come on, man. You can like someone's work without liking them. Ballpark. Let me know how you guys feel. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.